from OneMaker Group, but I'm going to be speaking about the work that I do at Sustainable Living Lab. So all my work revolves around promoting the maker movement in Southeast Asia and Asia. And one of the powerful things of the maker movement is that it is a mindset, and that mindset can be applied to many different contexts. So when it comes to problems, right, there are generally two kinds of problems. One is the traditional problem, which is a simple cause and effect, and then the other kind is the wicked problems with multiple causes interact with each other and give rise to complex effects. Sustainability, the area I'm very interested in, is a wicked problem. It's a classical wicked problem because there are social factors, there are economic factors, there are also environmental dimensions to it. Now in Singapore, where I'm from, so I was born and raised in Singapore, and as many of you might know, Singapore is supposed to be very clean, supposed to be very green, and many of us in Singapore joke that Singapore is actually a cleaned and green city, right? Somebody does the cleaning, somebody does the greening, and so what you see is clean and green. And over the last couple of years, we've been having a problem with people not taking care of the environment. When we clean, we just take the trash and we throw it away. So what the National Environment Agency in Singapore, which is the agency responsible for cleaning and greening Singapore, they've done is that they have basically been running awareness campaigns. They've been putting colorful recycling bins. They have been running exhibitions, campaigns, and so on. A lot of awareness building about the importance and need to be sustainable. 2008, there was a headline in the national papers. It said, "Trash and burn, Singapore's waste problem." So in Singapore, we have only one single landfill, and that landfill is going to fill up by 2050, 2050. So I will still be alive when I see the landfill being filled up, and we can't put in any more things. And in fact, we burn all our trash, and then we put it into the landfill. 2013, right, they've done some activities, and they started put recycling bins at every HDB block. HDB block stands for Housing Development Block. Most Singaporeans, 85% of Singaporeans live in public housing estates, and there's a recycling bin over there. 2015, despite everything, the domestic recycling rate in Singapore dips to 19%, despite all the Go Green awareness building and so on. By the way, they spend millions of dollars every single year trying to push this message out. And 2016, June, just recently, there was an article on sorting out the recycling blues of Singapore. And interestingly, in this article, there was a comment that really stood out. And the comment was that it is not that people don't know how, but it's that they don't want to because they find it troublesome. And basically, they're referring to the idea of recycling, right? They found it troublesome to recycle. Let me show you a map. This is the map showing the number of recycling bins in Singapore. Crazy, right? I mean, it's almost absurd. Singapore is not a very big place, by the way. I mean, Singapore is a tiny, tiny country. It is 32 kilometers by 24 kilometers, and that's the number of recycling bins that we have in a small land area like that. So the problem with awareness building, it is obviously not worked. It is not worked for a very simple reason, right? When you talk about awareness, a few things to happen. Firstly, people who are listening to the message must agree with the green message. They must then want to cultivate that green image, and they must want to do things and make an effort to do things consistent with the image. There's so many things that need to happen that if any part of it breaks down, the whole idea of being sustainable will collapse. In the end, no, we don't really need awareness. What we need is behavior change. So I put to you this idea of incidental sustainability. And incidental sustainability is really about the idea that you don't need people to buy into the sustainability message. I just need them to act on it. I just need them to engage in those behaviors. And what we do is we connect. We can just take anything that is deemed as a fun activity with positive sustainability outcomes and combine that together. The only goal is to change behavior. For example, when you go to a movie, do you need awareness to be built about a movie? You need to think, oh, I'm going to a movie because, wow, I'm going to be entertained. I will get X% of entertainment by doing this. You don't need to know all that. All you need to know is that the movie's going to be fun, and I want to go and watch the movie and enjoy myself. That same way, incidental sustainability can be pursued. And the maker movement, something I'm a part of, can be a very interesting solution to promoting incidental sustainability. See, making fulfills a very primal desire in all of us, where we all want to create, we all want to make, we want to do things with our hands. And this does not need any language. It has no age barriers to it. And it's accessible to anybody, any station in life. Now, we can take this maker movement and we can do very interesting things with it. Now, when I always mention maker movement, people think, 3D printers, Arduino, Raspberry Pi, some nerd with a spectacle sitting down there tinkering electronics, right? That's probably the image of a maker. But a maker is not just that. A maker can also be somebody who does repair. So in Singapore, we are a fairly affluent society, and there's a huge buy and throw away culture. So we started this project called Repair Kopitiam. So Kopitiam in the Singapore vernacular stands for coffee shop. Kopi and coffee, and tiam is a Hokkien word for shop, coffee shop. So we started 2 years ago to address the rampant buy and throw away culture in Singapore. And we conduct sessions where we teach the public how to repair the items for free at the void decks of public housing estates, right at the doorstep, on the last Sunday of every single month. Participants bring in their electrical appliances. By the way, the most popular electrical appliances are fans, kettles, and irons. Furniture, fabrics, and even toys. Now they bring all these things down, and they're taught by volunteer repair coaches. These are everyday people, right? Just like you and me. And they train on every other Sunday, the repair program is not happening, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Sunday morning through YouTube, Instructables, and learning from each other at makerspaces. Now we have reached 35,000 individuals in Singapore through public and school-based sessions. And over 50% of them are above 55 years old. So interestingly though, most people who come to these sessions are not doing it for environmental reasons. In fact, only 34% indicate environmental reasons. 64% indicate that they want to make new friends and learn new skills. 2% have no idea why they are there. Right? So this is incidental sustainability in practice. Why? Because we wanted to do environmental change, but people are coming there because they want to be socially included. I have this old man who once told me, he said, "Hey boy, in Singapore they speak in this way, so don't mind me, I'm going to use a bit of Singlish with you. Right? Say, hey boy, you're very good, you all do this kind of repair thing. I old person, people throw away all old things. They'll throw away old people also. You all do this repair thing, I old person, so I feel like, it's good, that I feel like I'm valued. Just a matter of repairing a physical item, right? We are a very youth-focused society, right? And we don't pay a lot of attention to people who are older. Now, by repairing things that are old, by renewing it, we change some part of our mind that says, we have to value everybody for all parts of all ages. Don't just focus on the youth all the time. Now, this particular program, right, in order to change behavior, a few things that actually happen in Repair Kopitiam. First, we help people overcome the fear of repairing. We get aunties like this who are able to open the VCR. Previously, they'll say, oh no, careful, don't get electrocuted, right? Every time it's always that. If you touch a TV, my grandmother used to say, if you touch the antenna of the TV, you get electrocuted. Boy, don't do it, okay? And then we have to not only help them overcome the fear, we have to make overcoming their fear a regular thing, which is why we conduct the sessions regularly every Sunday, last Sunday of the month at the same locations. And then for those who want to extend their skills, they get training on every single week with a minimum of 8 weeks commitment, which is just right to form a habit of repairing things. People are now more confident of attempting repair on their own, on the same item that they had. We find that people are also willing to try repairing other items. Now, these numbers may not look like very impressive because behavior change takes time. Now, we're very excited that we have signed a 3-year partnership with the National Environment Agency in order to change it from 3R, reduce, reuse, recycle, to 4, have a repair in there as well. And in this way, we are starting to implement and push for repair within the policy change framework in Singapore. Singapore government is highly efficient. They probably can do a better job than I can trying to do repair sessions at void decks, right? So, incidental sustainability is ultimately about taking activity that's fun. And this could be anything, right? You could take an art form and all that as well, and connect it to achieving sustainability goals. However, the key measure is basically, we're only interested in behavior change. We don't really need people to be aware about it. And the maker movement in particular, I think holds a lot of promise because it takes something that people innately enjoy and has them engage in purposeful, meaningful activity with it. So, thank you very much.